I would like to dedicate my pop-off remarks to Paul Dominique Williams. He's the younger brother of one of my close personal friends in sorors. He lost his life last night, battled a history of mental illness, and this month happens to be Minority Mental Health Month. So I want to dedicate my time to him. With Minority Mental Health Month, it's so important, particularly everything that we've been experiencing in the country and in our personal lives. And I want to reach out to therapists that are willing to provide services, limited services to those in my district that speak a variety of languages to please reach out to my office. I would love to collaborate with you. There's no worse a feeling of being poor, being under stress, living under a pandemic, and potentially experiencing violence at the hands of police and the fears that come with that. So I want to make sure that we can provide some support to them. I also would like to note that he was a U.S. Army veteran, and the services that we provide to those who have served our country, we must get serious about that to make sure that another Paul Dominique Williams does not happen in our city or our country. Secondly, I would like to acknowledge Alief ISD for their leadership of starting the fall semester virtually in 2020. And so if you are a parent that has children within the school system, please reach out to the administration or your prospective schools about next steps and the requirements to do so. I also would like to acknowledge the Houston Fire Department for working with our district to make sure our senior facilities were on the list to be tested. We've had several inquiries, and we did make them aware of several firefighters that are in quarantine and due to COVID, and letting them know that we will get there and to be patient. Mayor, I want to also thank you for the Hispanic initiative around COVID-19. As I mentioned last week, the 3 zip codes that are leading the city are in District F. We have large Hispanic population, and we want to make sure that we get this information and remove the barriers so they can continue to receive testing in the district. I also want to join with my colleague, Council Member Jerry Davis. I was shocked to read the tweet from Chief Acevedo regarding an agenda item that was pulled. And so I think what's lost is that we get to inquire. We get to make sure that the city of Houston is moving in the very best direction. And that's a part of the reason why we are elected here. I am offended because I believe that none of my colleagues are against protective helmets and shields for police, for there are other things that they must do with that equipment. However, he's not listening. It's a bargaining tool to demilitarize the police for public protest. That's been the ask and that's been the recommendation. So I'm concerned that he would get on Twitter and not have a conversation with council members before he publicly posts that. But I can get on Twitter too. I'm free until 1 o'clock. So that concludes my remarks. Thank
you. Sometimes Twitter is not the best tool to.
It's not, but we could play. It's not. It's not.
I know, but I think
I got time today, though. I have time, and tomorrow I'm gonna start over. But today, that just offended me to challenge someone's common sense, and it's not fair when we have made every effort to talk to him behind closed doors, to ask those questions. We've done that work, and so I would appreciate not sending a text message the morning before a vote. If you were serious, you don't get a just because it's HPD. You don't get a just because vote. And you have to extend that courtesy to us. So I'm going to try to rise higher today, but I can't promise you nothing, Mayor Turner. So if you see me on Twitter, forgive me. That's all I'm saying.
Have I not always treated you with respect?
Say it again.
Have I not always treated you with respect?
You absolutely do. Every time I call, you answer. Every time I want to meet, you extend the opportunity. But we're not talking about you, Mayor Turner.
Yeah. Let me deal with my people.
Okay.
Let me deal with my team, because ultimately the responsibility does come to me. It ultimately comes to me for all of my directors and people that I appoint. So. Let me have that conversation.
All right, I was asking you to let me help, but
I know.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay.